Deuce and more, deuce and more. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We
Deuce and
are
Mo.
live!
For Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, that's my favorite show.
The energy at G1C was as if the Kings were 13-4. No. They showed out tonight. And how about an overtime win? How we doing now?
What up, Deuce?
Oh.
Hey, Morgan.
Hello.
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go, Kane.
Competitive basketball, back-to-back games for the Kings, 2-0 on the last two with Keegan Murray in the starting lineup. How are we doing on a Monday night? What a week, a start to the week.
What a week.
For all of us, as we got to watch some entertaining basketball. The Kings down a dozen in the fourth quarter. Malik Monk saying, get on my back. 13 in the fourth. Debo coming in OT, and Sacramento taking advantage of Minnesota miscues. The second consecutive game that Minnesota gags.
Choked.
And the Kings beat the Wolves tonight 117-112. How are we doing?
Oh, good. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I would have been fine even if they had lost this game.
Oh,
only because of the way it's, again, 2 games of competitive basketball back to back. My standards are low, my expectations are low, but the fact that they found a way to do everything right and it translated into a W, and especially in the late game execution, capitalizing on Minnesota not executing. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we will. But first, we give some love to the basketball sickos joining us late on a Monday night. It's Thanksgiving week. What are you thankful for?
Give me a hell yeah.
How about some fight, some dogs? Keegan Murray.
Are you going to talk like that all
I'm going to focus like this. Ugh.
Give me a hell yeah.
If you have not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe after the podcast is over on the live stream. Hop in the comments so we can talk about the Kings as well. But man, it was a fun night at Golden One Center. Feels like something was missing though. It's been a long time since I've been able to do this. I look outside.
It's foggy.
A little foggy.
Yeah.
Not too foggy in here yet. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let's set the scene. Kings coming off a nice win over Denver. How are they going to respond against Minnesota? Won 6 in a row in Sacramento. I'll tell you how they responded. Let's start with the headline. Keegan effing Murray! Oh yeah, 26 points, 14 rebounds. Who do you want to defend? You want him on Ant. You want him on Julius Randle. He played 44 minutes like a certified grade A dog. And let's not lose sight, guys. Let's not lose sight. His name may sound cute. His name is Precious. But no. He plays like a certified dog too. How about Precious Achiuwa? The fog's reloading, you know. It's been a few weeks since it worked. We ain't done though.
Yeah. Oh.
Because on a night like this, you can't forget about the guy who loves Sacramento. A guy who should have won 6th Man of the Year a couple of years ago. let's give some love to the new dad, Malik Monk, 13 in the fourth. And then the old man, DeMar DeRozan, who was sitting most of the fourth quarter, comes into the final three and in OT says, yeah, let's close it. 9 points in overtime. Tebow with 33! We don't know how many wins we're going to get this year, but tonight we acknowledge this one. How are we doing on a Monday? Yes!
Okay. Well, I think.
The smoke alarm's gonna go off, but
Are
who
you sure?
cares? Turn on
Well,
the fan.
I'm just shocked that it hasn't. So maybe you broke it?
Maybe I did. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I know. I didn't even mention Neat Clifford in this, or Keon Ellis, who played an impactful 5 minutes tonight. Neat Clifford crashing the glass.
Oh, my gosh. So many good things. So many good things to talk about.
So many good things to talk about.
There we go. Oh.
What? I'm just checking.
Well, I mean.
Oh, and I know we're going to mention this on the pod.
Okay.
We'll mention on the pod, but on the pre-show too. Quick shout out. For the first time this season, we ran into a very familiar face. He said he would be in our chat later. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Nick. Ran into him before the game. Here's what Coach Nick said before this game.
Why not win tonight?
Why not?
Why not?
Give me a.
There you go. Coach.
Give me a-
I was going to say, hell yeah.
I know.
I was like, I'm forcing it there.
Yeah.
But no, it was so good
So
to
good.
see his happy face.
Oh, he looked amazing.
And he said, Morgan, are you still my best friend?
And he said, I'm famous. Like he kept
No,
making sure
no.
we all knew he was
Looks
famous. And, like,
great.
dude, he looks great. I teared up when I saw him.
Gave him a big hug.
Oh,
And believe it or not, you can't see it on this. He did have shit all over his mouth.
no,
Did
he really?
Yes, he did. Like he ate a slice of pizza,
I didn't
tomato
even
sauce
care.
everywhere.
I gave him the biggest hug.
So how about the fact that Coach Nick shows
Oh
up
my
to
God,
Golden
Nick.
One Center tonight, says a little why not win, and the Kings get a win. Let's
Dude.
give some love to our old buddy, Coach Nick.
Give me a hell yeah.
Oh,
Love that guy, dude.
yeah.
Love
It
him.
was so good seeing him.
All right. Appreciate you guys for being here. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. We got Jesse James, B Stone, love all the regulars. What's up, Yitty? What's up, Awesome in the building? Donald, James, Carlos Romero's here. Morgan, you didn't say hi to him?
Hi.
What about Benny?
Hi, Benny.
Oh, we got Brooke in the building.
Hey, bro.
Gal Trucker, Family Schigel. What's up? All you guys in the chat, you guys are the best. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All right. Ready to start this pod?
Ready to pot it up.
Do some more. We're coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and more. Deuce and more. Deuce and more. They tell you what they know. Deuce and more. Deuce and more. Deuce and more. The podcast that you know.
Welcome into the Juice and Mo podcast, recording this on a Monday night. Kings back on the home floor after a long road trip that was bumpy, to say the least. It ended on a good note.
Yeah.
A win in Denver, but you're back home for a Minnesota team that just gagged a game the other night in Phoenix. They're up 113-105 with minutes to go, and they lost that game 114-113. They had won 6 consecutive games in Sacramento and beat the Kings twice this year. Yeah, this team's pretty good, right? Well, Sacramento had some other plans tonight.
Yeah, they did.
They showed up in a big way, down a dozen in the fourth quarter, rally back, force overtime, and they get the job done in overtime with a 117-112 win at home against Minnesota to improve to 5-13. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Juice Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How are you, Mo?
I'm so good. So good. Again, just watched really just good basketball for an entire game plus overtime. And that alone, seeing that at Golden One Center was so cool. But I will say, Deuce, something that you and I noticed from the start and something that we talked about, and I'm sure like a lot of people were going to have questions about Golden One Center and what fans were going to be like after that 8-game losing skid. Sure, they beat Denver. They come home after a win, but what were the fans going to be like? What was their response going to be like? the energy in that building from freaking tip off all the way to the end, it again just shows how special and supportive this fan base is willing to be through all the bullshit. It's amazing.
It's quite literally insane.
It's insane.
They
and
came
it's
home at 4 and
beautiful.
13.
Yeah.
They snapped that 8-game skid, and you would not have known it in the building tonight. Even when they were down the fourth quarter, there wasn't like grumbling or anything. It felt like, no, you know what? This fan base does what they always do, and that's support a team when they're fighting
Yes.
and trying to do the right thing out there. Even if they're like, hey, my team didn't win tonight, but are they competing?
Yeah.
And for far too many times this year, we've been like, I don't think they're competing at all. They're down 24 again. And tonight they competed, and the Kings responded, treating them to a delightful show in this one, beating Minnesota 117-112. So yeah, the fans show up, show out when their team is now 5 and 13.
Yeah.
I hope the players feel that. Hey,
They do.
No, I know they do, but what I mean is that has to be you have to approach the game the right way
Yes.
every single night. The last 2 games, they have approached the game the right way.
Yeah.
You could say Denver on the back-to-back, Aaron Gordon
All the
got blah, blah,
things,
blah.
sure.
But tonight, like, Minnesota had a day off. Minnesota had practice. Minnesota, like, is coming off a bad loss to Phoenix the other night, a game that they should have won where Ant had 40+. And tonight, they walk away losers once, again, as Ant hits 40+ points.
Insane with that. But again, even with Denver, like, yeah, second night of back-to-back, Aaron Gordon out, whatever. I didn't give a shit about Denver.
Yep.
I just gave a shit about what the Kings were going to look like, how they were going to play. How were they going to play against this team? How are they going to play against this Minnesota team? I went into this game like 100% Minnesota's going to win. And I don't think there's ever been a Kings season where I feel so sure going into games like, well, this is going to be a loss. Like, and not in a negative way, just more in a realistic, like the matchup, what you've seen from this team, the up and downs. They've won 3 games or 4 games at that point. And it's like with this, it was just special to see it on their home floor, get it done the right way and capitalize off of mistakes of the other team.
Jarrett in the chat says, it literally sounded like the Beam Team year in there, and that was through the TV. No, it felt so
Damn.
loud, and that's
So cool.
That's the magic you feel inside that building when the team plays the right way. The headline for me tonight, Keegan effing Murray.
Yep.
I bought a lot of Keegan Murray stock. I'm a big believer. I've been a big believer in
Yeah.
Keegan Murray. We were all eager to see what he looked like in year 4, and then the injury happens. You're like, oh, man, this has really derailed things. He's back in the starting lineup again for the 2nd consecutive game, and I'm just blown away at the progress from him. I already know what he does defensively, but even that side's gotten better. I mean, we saw some
Yeah.
moments tonight where he's battling Randall in the post and forcing some tough shots, the help defense with blocks, blocking Naz Reid, playing tight defense on Ant. You ask him to guard someone, he will do it, and he'll do it at a high level. And tonight, to see him at 26 points, 14 rebounds, and he played 44 minutes in this game. He was impactful on both ends, and that is growth. Because so many times last year, you're like, oh, he's regressing, he's not good, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, watch what he does defensively. It's about the other things. It's about attacking and being aggressive offensively. I'm seeing that out of Keegan Murray as he makes his, 4th-year debut.
Yeah.
What stood out to you?
Yeah, I guess how he's carrying himself since since coming back, I guess
Yeah.
already. Like, obviously in that Memphis game, he didn't get the start, and he's like trying to find his groove. But I think we were all already just like, oh, okay, the baseline jumper, feeling good, willing to take shots, be out there. Great, whatever. Then in that Denver game, you see him play more of a complete game the right way on both sides. Cool. Tonight, it was game changing. It was team changing, like team altering. However you want to put it, the impact that he makes when he is out there and getting the ball, having it in his hands, being put into catch and shoot situations on the offensive end, but then on the defensive end, setting a different type of tone and energy of like, this is how we're getting shit done. This is how I'm going to show my jersey. I'm going to be physical as hell. And refs, you can try and call this every time, but I think there's a different respect for him
I
as
completely
he is
agree.
in year 4 that in refs would or officials would say there's no way, we don't have those biases, blah blah blah. We talked to Nick Clifford in one of our conversations, and he talked about how rookies, it's wild to see how rookies like can't be physical, and if they are, they're gonna like get certain calls. He's like, there's just a big difference. And you totally see it a little bit, but you see it more so with Keegan getting the respect he deserves on the defensive end, being able to be physical, body up someone, and it's not a call every single time.
Yeah, he's definitely built up a reputation as being a legit defender. And there's not a ton of guys who have the ability to defend as many positions as Sacramento, as Keegan Murray does with Sacramento. And so just super encouraging to see what he does on that end. But I'm really, really happy about what he's doing offensively, because it feels like he's not thinking as much.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of times like last couple of years where he'd get the ball and he's immediately looking to pass it, or he's like, he pauses and he's thinking, he's looking for Sabonis. And this can't change once Sabonis gets back either. Like he's got this version we're seeing of Keegan Murray being aggressive. He took 19 shots tonight. Has to be the version we see going forward. I know not every night's going to be like that, but when I am seeing him in transition, push the basketball, get to spots, finishing with the left hand, going around guys, attack. He had that one play where he played awesome defense on Randall, right?
Yeah.
Forcing a terrible look. And then in transition, he's pushing, attacking.
He runs his lane the other way. They push it to him, and then he just goes downhill.
Yeah, on Ant, and had this little slow motion move right at the rim. Absolutely love what I'm seeing for Keegan Murray. And this is what we talk about. Like Kings fans, like if your team is not going to be good this year, and we don't expect Sacramento to be good, you need some hope.
Yeah.
And watching Keegan the last couple of games, all of a sudden, like, oh, the hope cup is being filled up a little bit.
Yeah, it is, because you understand that he is part of the future of this team, of building this roster, and he fits the mold of what you want in today's NBA. A player that is versatile, that is a two-way guy, that can also defend multiple positions while just being a force on the offensive end. And it's so true, Deuce. You talk about him not having any hesitations. There was a time a ball was swung to him, and it's like he could have looked for 3, but Dante DiVincenzo did such a good job of closing out, where it was just like, okay, sure, like I might have the size and could elevate, but like better decision. He doesn't wait. He pump fakes and just goes. He starts to make a move down the middle of the key. And I'm just like, yes, your decision making was no hesitation, was quick, was I don't have this 3-point shot, I'm going to do something else. Love seeing those little things.
What about the play he had on Gobert where he was driving, lowers that right shoulder into Gobert to create some
Space.
separation, and then he nearly loses balance with his, like, he plants his pivot foot, he loses balance, catches himself, then does kind of like a fake, like he's going to pass inside, brings the ball back, fades away, and nails the jumper.
Well, that was him.
That was disgusting.
That was him deciding what he could do in that situation, because you could see he was almost going to slide his pivot foot or his established foot.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what do you do in this situation? Well, because he's so strong with his body, because he's a high IQ player, he was able to be patient with it. No one else came over to help in that situation. Rudy Gobert got pushed away. Separation was there. And so he was like, shit, I'll take this shot. And it's a good little short mid-range shot for him.
He looks so much more comfortable with the ball now. Like his
Yes.
handles look way better as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I
Dude.
know.
Dude. I mean, for me, like with Keegan, it's like if you're close to scoring 20 a game and you're playing the defense you play out there, that's a steal. Like this is the type of player you want long term in your system to build and to like, okay, he's a winning basketball player and he could be a part of the foundation we're building.
Yeah, and when that is the case and that is established too, I think coaches and teams do a better job of utilizing that type of player within the team and not being like, all right, we're relying on you. Go get us a bucket. Go in ISO. Go. Let's go 4 flat. 4 flat. Freaking. Just do what you need to do. It's like no. Play him within the flow of the game. Like he is a good basketball player. Like someone that you can just. He's so helpful within an entire roster. And just in today's NBA, what you're seeing with who is having success in this league, it is entire teams. Teams with, a star player here, but play pieces that complement each other. Where sometimes you're like, wow, could he be an all-star? Could he be an all-star? Could he be an all-star? Keegan Murray's skill set, everything he can do, size, everything, we wanted to see it keep growing, and that is what is kind of happening in front of our eyes early on, even in this season.
One of the things that Keegan talked about after the game, and it's something we saw against Denver the other night too, is some lineups that feature him and Precious up front. And of course, like from a size perspective, you're still kind of undersized, but it does give you the ability to switch 1 through 5. And that's something they really like. Keegan was talking about how that really helped their defense in this one to throw some different looks. The Kings also at times tonight put Russ on Gobert. So if Gobert and Ant went into action, well, Russ can switch there. It just gives them a little more flexibility. Precious, what a pickup. I mean, like he's just a solid role-playing big in this game.
Yeah.
And tonight he ends up playing, 34 minutes.
Wow.
10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of 8 shooting.
Yeah. No, and for him, his ability to run the floor, that was something we talked about when the Kings were picking him up. Oh, he can run the floor. That's great to see. But what I like to see is when he is running the floor, there's so much control to his body for being a big, right? There was even a time there at the end where he got the rebound. He didn't have any outlets, had to get it across half court, confidently dribbled it across half court. Like just having a bigger player, not only out there for size, but that is willing to run the floor and that can run the floor.
And finish above the rim.
Did such a great job of that tonight. And there was a few times where I was like, man, if you're going to try and finish down low, you want to go through Gobert's chest, not like away from him. You don't want to float away. But he still had some interesting moves down low and trying to get things done in the paint, and obviously his rebounding as well.
Yeah. And how about the steal he had late to clinch it?
Well, we asked him about that after the game too, and he basically was just talking about like getting it done in the right time and in the clutch moment, and that's exactly what the Kings did in so many big moments late in this game. Was just not even forced mistakes for Minnesota, but Minnesota was making mistakes and the Kings actually capitalizing off of those mistakes was huge to me, because that's just not something you see a lot with this team.
Yeah, and when you have Keegan like doing his thing defensively and making plays, flying around everywhere, then you've got Precious, who's the hustle guy doing the dirty work. I do believe that shit's contagious out there. When it's like you got a couple of guys who are doing that, I mean, it's really fun to see. One more thing on Keegan as we slobber along on Keegan tonight. I mentioned he played 44 minutes. He had 3 fouls in this game. That's it.
And I forget what he had last game, but it was
he picked up his 3rd foul, by the way, halfway through the 3rd.
So I forget what he had last game, but my point to that being, though, you're exactly right, is like he's just doing such a better job of being disciplined. I think also gaining the respect of officiating crews as well, while still being able to be physical, play with his chest, move his feet, but not be too handsy. You mentioned the rebounding, right?
There's his rebounding tonight. Yeah, he ended up with 14.
Yeah.
14 rebounds, a couple of offensive rebounds. So 26 points, 14 rebounds, 10 of 19 shooting, 3 of 5 from downtown for Keegan Murray in 44 minutes. Unbelievable. Love it. I'm so happy he's back. And it's the hope Deuce Mason needed. I needed a little bit of hope.
The entire city.
Oh, I've got more hope to get to tonight.
Oh.
We can talk about.
Okay.
Sticking with this game, the Kings were down double digits at this time, I believe. 8:34 to go in the 4th quarter. And Malik Monk makes a good defensive play, and the official said it was off of him. And he goes to Doug saying, challenge it. And I turned to Morgan. I'm like, no, do not challenge it. Because the Kings had 1 timeout. And I turned to Morgan. I'm like, this is going to be the game where they have no timeouts left late in the game, and it's going to cost them.
For like 6 minutes or something, right?
8:34. The final
Holy
8.
shit.
The Kings did not have a timeout for the final 8 minutes and 34 seconds of this game. Late in the game, when they get a rebound or a stop, I'm like, oh my God, don't make a mistake and call a timeout. So the Kings had to execute down the stretch of this game, fight to get back in this game, execute their offense late in this game without any timeouts left. I mean, I don't advise that ever happening again.
No.
But my goodness.
But they worked through it.
Yeah.
They found a way through it. They leaned on each other. They, knew what they needed to do. I mean, Minnesota wasn't calling a timeout. And I even asked you, I was like, do you think that's intentional by Minnesota too? Like, hey, we know how to get this shit done. They don't. Let's not give them a timeout by calling a timeout. So yeah, either way, it was wonderful to see that even in that moment, they got the ball back. I forget what happened out of that challenge, out of the when he did challenge that out of bounds. They got the ball back, but either way, it just felt like it was going back and forth late in this game, all the way down to the wire.
Now I want to look it up. 8:34. I don't remember what happened on that very next possession.
Okay.
Because they did win the challenge, and I remember they got the ball.
Nothing.
That's block. Okay, timeout. Monk missed a three-pointer.
Okay.
They didn't even score.
Okay. So they didn't even
Golly.
score.
But then the next possession, Nas Reed with the turnover.
Okay.
So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so much when a game goes to overtime. I feel like there's like 7 games that happen, within.
For sure.
And so there's so many angles to get to. One Minnesota note. I am just flabbergasted by their execution in this game. I mean,
It's beyond me.
in overtime,
Yeah.
it was tied at 107. McDaniels throws just an awful pass cross court that Russ steals.
Yeah.
And that ended up being a Keegan Murray big time 3-ball. And you're like, how is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
And Randall had one.
Randall had the inbound one late.
And then was it Gobert who had the other one? They had 3 in the overtime session that you're just like, wait, you guys made it to the conference finals the last 2 years. And this is what's happening late in the game. It felt like the only guy you trusted in that moment was Anthony Edwards.
Get in the ball and get out of his way.
Oh my God. That overtime when the Kings go up, 3? It was 4, 105, 101. And this was right after Keegan attacked Gobert at the rim again, which was another amazing one where he went right and scooped up and went off the window and in. Kings go up 4. And then Ant has those back-to-back baskets, a great take at the rim. Then he had the transition dunk.
Yes.
Oh my God. Is Anthony Edwards going to just win this game?
Was that when he scored way too quick when he had the dunk? I forget.
No.
Okay. Either way. Oh yeah. God, I'm mixing up so much of the game. But and because he got to the basket so many times and he was so crafty. But in that overtime when he had 6 straight, it felt like he was the only one that you could rely on in this game. And I mean, they were just, as a team, just the most simple things they could not execute.
I mean, and the turnovers were it wasn't like, oh my God, the Kings made some, it was great pressure by Sacramento. I'm not saying it was bad, but they were just bad passes in transition. The one from Gobert, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was. When was the mistake made? You had to remind me if this is overtime or late in the fourth
Which
quarter.
one are you talking about?
It's the one when Malik Monk, they're taking it sideline out of bounds and they just tumble over Malik Monk, sending him to the line.
Oh my God. I mean, that was, I didn't even think about that
Yeah, I
one. So
know.
there's 20.2 to go. And this is right after Anthony Edwards had the easy jam that you were thinking about. So it's 21.9 to go. 20, and then with 20.2 to go on the inbound, Clark pretty much tackles Malik Monk.
It was
And so the Kings
dumb.
get one shot and the ball. I mean, it was just a huge swing play.
Yeah.
So the free throws in, and then DeMar gets fouled. They fouled DeMar right away. He makes both free throws. It turns to 113-109. I mean, that was the game.
Yeah.
That clinched it for Sacramento.
Well, and then Precious with the steal. But
The Precious. I mean, the game was in hand.
But that sequence,
Yeah.
those moments happening one after another for Minnesota, it was just not being disciplined with the most simple things. And for the Kings, making their free throws, getting that steal, they did such a good job of looking confident out there when these things were happening. Like I wasn't sitting back watching, like biting my nails, like, oh, will he make this free throw? Oh, I didn't feel those things. I felt like they were under control. They knew what they were doing, and Minnesota did not as a team at the end.
Yeah, Sacramento ends up 26 of 28 at the free throw line. DeMar DeRozan tonight, Morgan, 15 of 15 at the free throw line. He had 33 points, 9 in the overtime session. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah.
Where should we go next?
I think we should go to Zach LaVine not playing in late in the game, and I
Yeah,
say
I
that
mean,
because of DeMar.
I think that was an interesting to watch because we're watching this game in the fourth quarter, and the Kings are obviously trying to make a push, right? And they're getting back into the game. And I'm like, man, DeMar's been on the bench for a while.
Yeah.
And I looked and he was at like 24 minutes. I'm like, wow, okay, maybe he's not coming back in. And then Doug puts him back in for LaVine in the fourth quarter at the 3:28 mark. And DeMar just went to work, man.
Great. And it was,
I mean, the Kings played really well down the stretch of this game. But it's an interesting angle because as the Kings are trying to navigate this rotation with all these vets, and we'll talk more about what Scott Perry had to say to Sam Amick in The Athletic today about like where the Kings are headed, the plans going forward, all that shit. But yeah, I mean, there was no pouting. And I was, we were watching LaVine too during that fourth quarter. He wasn't playing in the final stretch of the fourth quarter and came in overtime and like for a quick lineup at the end of overtime. But he didn't play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. And seeing him on the sideline, rooting on his team, cheering when DeMar had a big shot and stuff. Like, there's so many egos in this league, and it feels like, especially with this team, because of the names, like their egos could be shot. But this is something we talked about in the beginning, in the off season, dudes. We were like, there's got to be times when Doug has to make the choice of whoever the F is flowing out there, you play. You just coach it the right way. You coach to win the game. You don't care about everyone in their personalities at this point, right? And when that happened, you and I both, I know you said this, like we talked about it, but it was surprising. But what I loved about it was, I think it allowed them not to go, your turn, my turn at the end. And on top of that, not having LaVine in there, who sometimes could be a defensive liability, but so could DeMar DeRozan. But who was cooking more at the end, in the end of game? It was obviously DeMar.
That's growth from Doug Christie in my mind. It's
agree.
like, hey, like you can't just put them both out there because you're like, well, there's Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And tonight it was like, well, you needed Keegan was going to be out there.
Yep.
You needed Precious Achiuwa's size.
Uh-huh.
And you needed Russ out there if he was on Gobert. And Monk was playing fucking fantastic. Malik Monk was awesome tonight.
And that's what I'm so proud too, because that would usually be the one that gets pulled.
Oh, let me take out Malik. Thank you for your service. We got to put in our starters. It's like, no, dude, like Malik was one of the huge reasons why Sacramento won this game tonight. He had 13 points in the fourth quarter. He had some unbelievable finishes too. He took some crazy ass shots at the rim today. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God,
like
so
over
crafty.
Gobert. I'm like, some of them you're like, don't take that ever again. But God damn it, how'd you make that? It was kind of a vintage Malik Monk game. He ends up playing 26 minutes. He had 22 points, 9 of 18 shooting for Malik in this one.
Yeah, it was wonderful. And I'm just so glad he was able to keep his flow, keep playing. And Doug trusted him with this flow, with this energy. And this energy was everywhere. My moment of the game, I know we'll get to, and we don't have to get to it right now, but I just have to mention this moment because it was when Malik Monk saved the basketball from going out of bounds and the way that he controlled his body, dove to the floor. I mean, you heard Golden One Center go nuts for him. And how many times have we talked about it right here? You are getting a standing O if you are diving on the ground for a loose ball. And especially in that fashion, and especially in a close game, and they got the ball back. Like, that is what those moments is what this like fan base lives for, especially with so much misery and losing over the years. And so him having that moment, plus being able to be so impactful on the offensive end late in so many clutch moments, was just, it was great.
You know, when this team lost by 41 in Memphis, it was their 8th consecutive loss. And you're like, dude, they got worked by a younger team that felt very connected. But in that moment, it did feel like there's no turning back here. Like this is gonna get bad, or they're gonna go like. It felt really low.
Yeah.
Like maybe that some of the vets on this team were checked out.
Mm-hmm.
They've responded. It's not just about the wins. You take away the wins. I'm just talking about the
Style.
approach.
Yep.
The last 2 games
Yep.
where you went, wow, okay, I don't see guys fucking pouting on the sidelines. I'm seeing like the effort necessary defensively. It doesn't mean there aren't mistakes being made. Like the Kings still make mistakes defensively, no doubt about it. But I just felt like the engagement with this group the last couple of games, especially from the vets, has been really good. And this is not an easy time for them. They're not ignorant. They see all their names in trade rumors, and it's going
Yeah.
to keep going. It's going to keep percolating as we get closer to the trade deadline. We talked to DeMar DeRozan after the game. He says, we just got to keep fighting. And it's just refreshing to hear that. It's like, okay, you know what? The mindset has to be this. You may not be here tomorrow,
Yeah.
but you know what? You have to have some personal pride.
Absolutely.
And while you're here, make the most of the situation and
Dude.
go play your ass off, because these fans will deserve it. And so I guess my whole point to that is I would not have predicted these last 2 games from a compete level after what I witnessed the previous 8, especially with the low point being in Memphis.
I totally agree. I like my expectations, I think will still be kind of low for each game going forward, because what we witnessed within that stretch just felt like, okay, it can go to dog shit quick. And you also have Doug learning on the fly as a head coach with these personalities, with these pieces, with this roster. Like there's so many things in place. And sometimes it's just about, it's even as a coach, it's about, you know how we say play free as a player. You have to coach freely. You have to just like let the game come to you at some points, right? And it's like if there's a flow from someone, you don't need to worry. We don't need to worry about people's minutes and be like, this is an 82 game season. You don't even know who's going to be here in February. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we're still at that point where they're going to try and capitalize. No, we are. Like,
no, I'm just laughing thinking about the article that came out in The Athletic today about Scott Perry talking about the big picture and like we got to play the young guys going, you know, later on the season and all this trade rumors, and then you just imagine like tonight, like they're like, well, maybe we don't do anything. Maybe we just keep this going. You're like, no. Yeah, I totally with you.
Yeah.
And it's. I think the point you just hit on with Doug is so accurate. It's like, yeah, it is year 1 for him as a head coach.
Yeah.
And he has made mistakes this year. I mean, we've seen it. We've talked about it. I mean, there's still the Keon dynamic that we always focus on. It seems like every single game right now because he's not playing substantial minutes at the moment. But I thought like tonight, I'm like, okay, you know what? Like Eubanks had some moments in the first, but then it was like he started forcing some stuff on Gobert, and you're like, you know what? No, we're going to try someone else. And then Precious just gave them the lift that was exactly what they needed.
Yep.
And they played some different lineups. Neat Clifford tonight. I thought Neat Clifford's minutes were huge for Sacramento.
Yeah.
He was crashing the glass. Like
6 boards.
in how many minutes?
13, 12.
11 minutes and 35 seconds. He had 6 rebounds. 3 of them were offensive rebounds.
He was his timing,
Dude.
the way he was crashing, like his just his nose for the ball.
Yes.
Like it was those moments. Now, too, I was like, are these moments just sticking out because I'm excited to see
No.
Nate Clifford? And you're so right. They were just like big extra moments, big extra rebounds or crashing, whatever you want to call it, from Nate Clifford.
And going back, you talk about it being like one of those complete team wins. You know, Dennis Schroeder had some nice moments, like set teammates up. He was sitting down the stretch of this game, right? Like they signed this guy this year, right? He thought he was going to be the starter. Now he's coming off the bench. Late in games, he's not playing. He came out of this game at the 7:03 mark. He didn't come back in.
Wow.
Still engaged. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Like,
Yep.
This is what I have to see from everybody. You have to stick together no matter what. You can't think about the future as hard as that is. But the next guy I was going to talk about was Keon Ellis.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Keon Ellis get into this game in the second quarter. He
Hey.
played 5 minutes in this game after getting a DNP in Denver. His 5 minutes were impactful.
It
And-
was energy shifting.
Morgan, the game shifted in the second quarter when he was out there with Keegan Murray. And instantly, I'm just seeing Keegan help on Randall, go back, close out on Ant when he got the ball. Ant swung it to the quarter. Yeah.
You said Keegan.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Do you think I said it?
You did.
100%.
I would say
So write this down. Write this down. What time is this?
40.
01 on the tape.
Okay. 40.
We're gonna write this down.
Okay.
I'm 99.1% sure I said Keegan.
You did say Keegan.
And by Keegan, Keegan. God damn it.
Okay, so
Anyway,
So
okay.
Keon.
I was talking about the Keegan and Keon lineups,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway, Keon comes into the game. He's, at like the left elbow, and Randall's making a move to the basket. He comes over to help. Randall kicks it out to Ant. Here comes Keon flying in to close out on Ant. Ant fires it to the corner. I think it might have been Naz Reid. And Keon goes flying to that corner to contest the shot. Ends up being a miss. The Kings go the other way and score.
it was his contest.
And the ball was moving when
Yeah.
he was out there. And all I could think about was like, this guy needs to play. Like, this guy has to be here long term.
Well,
I don't know what's
everyone-
going to happen, but
Everyone stepped up their game defensively,
Yeah.
but like when he was out there. And I think because when you have a good defense, even individual defenders, when you can be like, oh, we can trust them. It's not relying on them to fix things when you're lazy and you don't close out or you don't stay in front of someone so you have a second line of defense to protect the rim. No. It's just about having that extra body out there. It's like, oh, they can take the quick guy. They can take the tall guy. They can just do the right things defensively so I can also do my job. Like, that is what it's about. And that is what, yes, he brought in instantly, even in his 5 minutes. And so I know that would be like our one thing of the night is like, damn, how do you still find more minutes for him?
well, last game I
just tough.
said, Doug, it just has to find a way to play one more guy.
Yeah.
And technically he did. And
With Monk.
I with Keon.
oh, with Key. Oh, I
I'm just
see.
saying, like he didn't play him last game.
I see.
At all. So
Okay.
you did get him 5 minutes. And yeah, ideally, I want to see more of Keon Ellis out there. But I thought Doug overall did a good job of juggling the rotation tonight.
Agreed. Totally agreed. And again, just free flowing, even going with no LaVine at the end. DeMar, it's working. Monk, it's working. Yes, thank you for not overthinking any of that. And that's tough.
Sacramento holds Minnesota to 41% shooting in this game. They forced 17 turnovers. They won the points off turnover battle 20-11. One of the numbers that Morgan loved tonight. Points in the paint, 58 for Sacramento and 48 for Minnesota.
I love that. I thought, again, it goes back to the defensive effort by the Sacramento Kings. There was just more force, more of a focus when these guys were trying to get in the paint. How many of those points were I don't know, but
Yeah, I mean, how many points the paint did Ant have?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Like,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
he's going to get his, and he sometimes makes the game just look so easy. I remember when he had 17 in the first half, and I forget what he finished with in the first half, but my point to that being, you and I were just like, holy shit, it just happened so fast with him.
Ant is just an unbelievable offensive player.
Mhm.
I mean, it is truly remarkable seeing his ability to score. Ant, by the way, 10 of 12 in the paint tonight. He had 20 of the Minnesota 48 points in the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing.
And he's tough. He's tough to slow down. So it's like understandable. But if you can't slow him down in the paint, can you still try and slow down the others? And I felt like that effort was there for the Kings defense.
Keegan had 14 points in the paint tonight.
Hell yeah, he did.
And he missed a couple of good looks right around the rim too. But I appreciate him challenging Gobert. And it just, the confidence level with him attacking and then even posting him up a little bit too. That's something he did a lot in college, and just mixing some of that in. I'm very, can you guys tell I'm kind of excited about Keegan Murray or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can.
Give me a hell yeah.
If you have not done it yet, make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. Look at the massive crowd tonight. Let me just see how many thumbs up we have.
Oh,
how many people
no.
click the thumbs up button to help our channel grow? Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm about to puke. 211.
That's so mean.
No, it's just, it's honestly,
to the
it's
211.
so disrespectful.
Oh,
That
it
number
went
should
up.
be at 500 by now. Are you kidding me? That's embarrassing.
If you guys can, just hit the thumbs up as you see
but
it
why,
there on your
why
screen.
should they?
Because it just, honestly, it doesn't help our egos or anything like that. It just helps the actual channel grow. YouTube is its own science. It's its own beast. And when you do have just as simple as like a thumbs up, it does help. So thank you for so many people already doing
Yeah,
it.
if you're a basketball sicko, you would do it. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Induce threatens people to do it.
What else do we need to hit from this game?
Let's see. We got our starters. We got a little bit of the bench with Schroeder. We got a little bit of Neek. We got Precious. We got points from Payne. Man, wow, we're doing really good. We definitely have gotten Keegan Murray. Hold on, I'm trying to think if there's anything more with like the big picture with someone that I wanted.
Hold on, what's it?
What is that?
Who's this? Is this Coach Nick checking in?
Deuce Mason.
Oh my God, this is such a great surprise. Are you showing your face or no? Uh-oh, hold on.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Coach Nick.
this is exactly what this just makes my night right here. Okay, you're in the dark. We can barely see you. But hold on a second. Hold on.
Oh,
okay.
Nick, all right.
Naked Nick's back. Oh,
Naked
jeez.
Nick.
Okay.
Hi, Deuce. Hi, Morgan.
Hi, Coach Nick.
Okay, did you have fun at the game?
Yes, I did. Why not win tonight?
Why
Why
not, Nick? It was so good seeing you. You were our lucky charm.
Yes, I am. I'm famous.
And you're famous.
I think the Kings won because you were there.
Yes, they did.
Dude, I was so happy to see you.
Yeah,
Did you go outside and see the beam?
I did. I saw it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad you had
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I did. Why not win?
Hey, if you were Doug Christie, the head coach of the Kings, and you went into your locker room after that game, after a big win, what would you say to your team?
I would say play some defense.
Play some defense. We're seeing
they
defense.
did.
And hey, Nick, why not beat the Suns? Why not win on Wednesday? Why not?
Why not win on Wednesday?
Oh, dude, we missed you. And let me tell you, you said you're famous. Our live chat right now, everyone is so excited to see you, even though you have your shirt off.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, thanks so much for saying hi to us today and for checking in. And I hope you have a really good Thanksgiving.
Alrighty.
I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for Tio.
Oh, we love
Hey.
you, Nick.
Hey, what do we
Sweet beams.
Yeah,
Sweet Beams.
sweet beams.
Bye, Nick.
Man, so good to see our guy, Coach Nick,
It was so
our favorite.
good to see. I'm so glad you all got to see him.
Man.
And a little naked Nick too, but
This is where we saw him at the
Coach
game
Nick.
tonight. This week came up and said before,
I'm winning tonight.
Why not?
Why not?
why not, dude?
why not, Nick? Why not?
And also, him showing up at a Kings game that they win in overtime, and then he comes up on our podcast for the first time in a long time with his shirt off.
Does it get much better than that?
No.
Give me a hell yeah.
My life's complete.
And I feel like I'm going to cry.
I know. I know.
Sweet beams. Well, if you haven't done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We should tell you that we're presented by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery, Morgan.
They're the absolute best. They are Kings fans. Once in a while, I'll talk to a few of their family members, and we're talking back and forth during the losing streak. But man, now that it's a winning streak, I feel like we need to all be drinking together. And you can drink with us too. You can go to the tasting room, which is in Suisun Valley, which is just 40 minutes out of Sacramento. It's a beautiful tasting room. Or go to sentivovineyards.com. Get all your bottles there. It's some of the best wine. It's local, and they're all amazing people.
Appreciate their support of the Juice and Mo podcast, and shout out to our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, the trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Oh, also, we have to self-promote for a second, too. We just dropped a new conversation with a guy who is a certified bucket. It's not loading the picture, but trust me, a certified bucket. There he is. Jamal Crawford. If you go to the Kings YouTube page, we just started a new series a couple of weeks back, Conversations with Deuce and Mo. You could check out our conversation with Neat Clifford. That just dropped a couple of weeks ago. And this just dropped. We talked to Jamal Crawford, one of the best six men in NBA history, about his journey to the league, broadcasting, his bond with Doug Christie. It was a great conversation.
It was so great. He's such a gem. He even started interviewing us at the end of this conversation. So it was really cool. And someone was asking too, they're like, why isn't it on your channel? It's just the same thing that we were doing in this podcast room, except we're just doing it in a new studio and then it lives on a different channel. So check it out.
Should we play a clip from that conversation? We can do that, right? Let's play a clip from that conversation so you guys get a little preview at what he talked about with us. When I say Doug Christie, like what comes to mind?
Everything. There would be no Jay Crossover or Jamal Crawford or any of that without him. He was the first person to help foster my goals, but also help me believe I could reach my goals. And that was so important to me. Words can't describe what he means to me, what he means to Seattle. Like, he is literally everything. When people ask me the best player from Seattle, it's always him for me. Like, always. And he's probably the best person as well.
So there's Jamal Crawford, our conversation on the Sacramento Kings YouTube page.
That's sweet.
Our new series, Conversations with Deuce and Mo, where we sit down with players, former players, coaches, execs, and talk about their journeys and talk hoops, because we are basketball sickos.
Give me a hell
yeah. So this game was a lot of fun tonight. And I guess the biggest question you have is, this sustainable for Sacramento? Not necessarily the winning. We know that this Kings team is still flawed and still has issues, but can they have this type of compete level night in and night out? And if you do, you're going to give yourself a chance to win. You know, sometimes shots aren't going to fall, but I just feel like defensively there's more communication. I think obviously Keegan being back with his size and his ability to defend and having some interesting lineups with Precious out there, the switchability with those guys out there can be a lot of fun. It's just, I don't know. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. They just lost 8 in a row, but it feels good to see them win a couple of them.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. And I've told so many other people too, to like lower your expectations. And it does feel really good when they do end up getting a win, or it feels really good even when they just start playing good basketball consistently. The fact, again, standards are low right now, and the fact that there's 2 games back to back consistent for the Sacramento Kings, where it's a style of play that it's like, yes, that is how you should be playing every single goddamn night in the NBA. It feels really good. And obviously, this is not a place that we want to be in forever for the Sacramento Kings, but you have to be realistic of where you're at, and it can still be so damn exciting. And that's exactly what you felt tonight at Golden One Center, with all the fans feeling the same way.
The poll question tonight: who was the butcher and barrel player of the game? The options: Keegan Murray, who won last game.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah.
DeMar DeRozan,
Ooh.
33 points for him. Malik Monk, who had 22 off the bench. Precious Achiuwa, who was just solid, 10 and 8 off the bench and 34 minutes, part of the closing group.
After a win, I wish I could give them all the butcher and barrel player of the game, but for me, I know yours is Keegan. Mine's going to be Malik Monk.
Why do you think mine's Keegan?
Because you've been slobbering all over him.
Just so you know, I've been on the Keegan train. People have abandoned Keegan. I feel like there's not many left. I know you're here with me, but no.
Here.
The stuff that I've heard people say about this guy, acting as if he is some bum when he could defend all these positions.
Hey, why are you surprised?
I don't know. I spend too much time online.
Yeah, and when people like get in bad moods, like they have to create this narrative for themselves and an excuse and whatever. But yes.
So your player of the game would be
Monk.
You're going Malik Monk.
I am
Why?
going Malik. There was, again, when he dove for that basketball, when he went up against Rudy Gobert, hung in the air, and just like had so many special moments at the rim, running the floor, being this motor out there for this Kings team. It was just one of those moments where I was like, gosh, I wish you could be a part of the Kings' future. You just never know. You never know with this team, but he is so special to this city, what he brings out there and just his personality that you just never know.
Yeah, I think speaking on Malik for a second, because, you know, he was in trade rumors over the offseason. He's going to be in trade rumors coming up here. I'm not saying you can't. Obviously, like, let's be honest. Look at the Kings. You have to be able to make trades. So I'm not going to be like, dude, he's untouchable. But if I'm just like being emotional for a second,
Yeah.
I wish he could just stay and they could just figure it out because of what you just said. One, he comes in and it doesn't mean he's not flawed. We know he's got size issues. Sometimes it could be erratic, but the guy plays with so much confidence all the time. I think he gets his teammates involved. He's not scared of the moment. And also, you know what I dig about him? He fucks with the city.
Yeah, he does.
You know, like he loves Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a like, oh no, I'm just passing through.
No, he golfs here. He does it all.
Yeah,
like I
and
said,
so
golf,
like
but
I don't know. He's just one of my. When you look at like favorite Kings
Yeah.
over the years, he's one of my favorites.
Absolutely.
And I think the fans dig him too.
yeah, they do.
But we'll see. We'll talk more about that stuff in a second. That's a good one. My Butcher and Barrel player of the game.
I love he
And the chat. 77% of
Okay.
people voted for Keegan
Murray.
26 points, 14 rebounds, 10 of 19 shooting. He was 3 of 5 from downtown. Played 44 minutes in this game. He also had, let's see here, a steal in this game and 1 block. So 2 stocks tonight for Keegan Murray, our Butcher and Barrel player of the game. I think DeMar DeRozan should be mentioned too. He had some nice defensive moments too.
He did. He took a charge, and it felt like there were so many times where he wasn't just being hunted on that end of the floor. He was holding his own, and compared to what we've been talking about with him on the defensive end, like, yes, that was such an upgrade.
So Keegan Murray, our Butcher and Barrel player of the game, and Kings are at home Wednesday night.
Oh,
I need somewhere to go to eat.
Deuce, you need to go to Butcher and Barrel. It's right across from Golden One Center.
Okay. I
What?
mean, do they even have steaks?
That's your first question? Duh, they have steaks. They have burgers. Oh, and they have a game day deal. $38 for a Wagyu burger, a shot, and a beer.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, get drunk, eat up, and go to the game.
Or you don't have to get drunk.
Well, I know,
Give me
but
a hell yeah.
a shot and a beer would definitely, like, okay, never mind. I would feel pretty tipsy after a shot and a beer. But I mean, what a great deal. And
Great
it's just
food.
Like, yes.
A block from Golden One Center, Butcher and Barrel.
You say great food, it's just elevated dining, but
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of Kings fans go to this beautiful bar right there, right across from Golden One Center. Go check it out.
While we do this, we might as well go to our J Street Dental moment of the game. Who has a moment tonight?
You know mine. I said it earlier. It's still Malik Monk saving the basketball. Was that regulation or overtime? It all blends in my head. I can't remember. Help me.
So it's Malik Monk.
Yeah, but do you know if it was regulation or overtime? He's getting so
and
mad.
I'm writing right now. This is where you just talk about the play. It doesn't for this purpose. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, 1, don't yell at me. 2, I'm really excited to talk about this moment because it was just like him diving on the ground for a loose ball. It's what you should see in every basketball game from any player on any team. But it was like he was showing off in that moment what type of energy he brought all game long while being an impact on the offensive end as well.
I think it's a good one. I also think I think Russ Steele that led to the Keegan 3 is up there.
Okay.
That kind of swung things out. I'm going to put that down to Russ.
Fair enough.
Steele, Gobert. What are you doing? The Gobert or McDaniels on that one. I can't remember, but Keegan buried the 3. 26 and 14.
I like those.
Can I tell you one more swing moment of the game?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I was seeing if anyone else had a good moment that was different. Yep, Monk diving for the ball was everyone else.
I mean, it's a great moment.
I know.
It was awesome. How about in the third quarter? The Kings are down 10, okay?
Yeah.
Kings are down 10.
Uh-huh.
They've got the ball. There's a stoppage. Anthony Edwards gets a technical.
Oh, yeah.
And then DeMar gets an and 1. So it becomes a 4-point swing. It goes from 80 to 70 to 80 to 74. And on that bucket from DeMar, he moved past Alex English, 24th on the all-time scoring list. Good shit.
It was really good.
But that was a swing play in the game.
Yeah. No, it's really, and it went on the big board and everyone cheered really loud. It was, cool moments.
So anyway, those are our J Street Dental moments of the game. We put it in the moment jar right here. Added another one. List.
I love it. Before you get to that, let me just tell you, these smiles are from J Street Dental. And you could also go there, enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, which is Sacramento River Dental. And like we always say, they're all Kings fans. They're all amazing people. It's local. It's fun. It's beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Smile on, people.
Yeah, great people. We love them, and we appreciate their support. Morgan, we got to talk about the Kings' future a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A story dropped today. Scott Perry had a 30-minute phone conversation with Sam Amick over at The Athletic, and Sam dropped the piece today. Highly recommend you guys subscribe to The Athletic. They have a lot of good stuff, but we'll talk about some of the things that was discussed there. What stood out to you in that conversation, Scott Perry with Sam Amick?
I loved Sam Amick's follow-up questions to everything that Scott Perry was saying, because I think there were a lot of questions that anyone had for Scott Perry when it came to playing the young guys or what their future would look like, or some of the reports coming out about, hey, breaking down everything and going in a different direction. He didn't beat around the bush with it. A lot of it was things we've already heard, but to hear it restated after that losing streak, I think sometimes it's just like, oh, good, they're still going in this direction or feel this way.
And the interview occurred before the Denver game, just to be clear.
Yes.
It was dropped, though, today. One of the things he talked about was that he has full autonomy. He says, just for the record, I think it's important to note that I have the autonomy to do so and be able to do those things. When I use the word autonomy, I meant that. I'm not someone, and you know me well enough, that I'm not someone who will give lip service or say something that's not actually truth or fact. So as the fan base examines that and looks at moves, they need to look at it from the time I got here to however long I'm going to be here. I'm going to have the ultimate autonomy and authority to make what I believe are the necessary decisions to give the fan base, this fan base that's been yearning for winning for so long, an opportunity to have that type of team to cheer for.
I love it, because then that means no matter whatever happens, it will fall on him. It is his decision, because Sam even mentioned it. Hey, there's reports that Monty, wanted something else, but Vivek asked him to do this and this. And it's like, okay, there's reports about this. Scott is basically saying in all of this, no matter what the hell goes down, it is on me. There's not going to be any of that, like, did he do it or did he do it?
I mean, the reality is, when it comes to being a general manager in sports, you have to be able to deal with a lot of different people, right? It's not just players and coaches, it's agents, it's the staff that you manage in your front office, but it is managing up.
Yes.
Managing up is essential. And let's not get it twisted. Any spot in the NBA. Now, there are going to be some owners who maybe take more of a back seat. There be owners who don't, but they all have a say, and they all have things that they notice, and they're going to come, they're going to text, they're going to say things. How do you handle that? Yes. How do you handle when your owner goes, hey, go trade for that guy? Do you go, no? And then he goes, no, you do it. And you go, okay. Or do you go, here's why? Yeah. And you fight. Because to me, if I'm a GM in the league, I'm going down swinging. You may only get one of these opportunities. If some owner is coming at me, trying to make me do a trade that I literally don't want to do.
Here's my thing. I'm not putting that on my resume.
Example,
I'm
last
quitting.
year. Last year, when everyone was talking about, the story came out with The Athletic that it was that Vivek that wanted LaVine in the Fox deal. And that's why, and even DeMar. And I'm like, you're the GM. If you don't want to make the move and you're not being allowed to, and you present it and you're not able to do that, you know what you should do? Here's my resignation.
Yes. I've told you this so many times, even for us. Like, if I was asked by a corporation or a TV, do you have to interview this person? You have to do this. And I don't feel comfortable with that, interviewing that person or doing something. I'm saying no. And they say you could lose your job. Then great. Yep. I'm not putting it on my resume. I'm not screwing with my integrity.
So yeah, he said the autonomy thing.
Yes.
And that's
loved it.
Great to hear.
Yep.
And there's other things in here we'll talk about real fast. on trades. He says, one of the things I stress is having the necessary patience as we embark upon this journey. If you're going to build something sustainable, you have to be very candid and open to what you see as it plays out. There's no quick fix or quick elixir to doing that if you're going to try to build it the right way. He talked about being patient. That's the biggest thing. He said, all I've ever asked from the very beginning is just buckle up, be patient for the ride. We definitely have a plan in place and we'll do this together. He also talked about the need for playing young guys. It's guys like Neat Clifford, Max, and Keegan. Some of the younger players on this roster will get an opportunity to grow and play and put their hands in with the collective and show that they can be a part of a group that contributes to sustainable winning. The only way you're going to find out is if they actually get that in-game competition. They've got to be able to grow and learn from mistakes as well. I think you'll continue to see that as the season moves on. He was asked about a full-scale rebuild. He said, well, look, everyone has their choice of language. Like I said, when I came in here, it was about observing this year and then being able to make the necessary decisions and build from that point. I'm not a big label guy, but I'm telling you that it's going to take time to build this the right way. I never kidded myself about that. I always knew coming in here that was going to be a lift to get this team to become a sustainable winner. Would you like it to happen without some of the early noise? Sure, but life is never perfect. I'm as confident as ever that we'll get there. Morgan, my take on reading this today, it's all stuff that, like, on paper, you're like, yeah, I agree. Cool. But I understand the portion of fans that are like, I've heard this before.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
The reality is they're aiming for sustained winning when this fan base has seen sustained losing for the better part of 20 plus years. For the we had a couple of winning seasons in there, but that's it, right?
Yep.
And it looks like we're headed towards some losing in the next couple of years as well.
Yes.
And you're asking, for fans to be patient. The one thing I always say this, it's so tough to ask these fans to be patient because guess what? They have been so patient. There is not a more patient fan base in probably American sports, a fan base that has gone through relocation rumors multiple times, almost losing their team, the highs of high draft picks, missed opportunity, letdown, playoffs, letdown. You know what I mean? Like, they've been through so much.
You're asking because there's never a quick fix in sports unless you get Victor Wembanyama.
Sure.
No, unless you get you luck out, you get that. And yes, even the Kings have screwed up the luck out moments of this time. But Scott Perry wasn't here to pick Luka Doncic, like those. That's why I understand. I'm such a patient person when it comes to sports and building. But then when it's a new group of people, a new GM and a new coach and all those things, it's like, I also get being told to be patient. It's like, well, holy shit, can't we have the quick fix like someone else, and like get lucky around the league?
And I think the big picture here for me is at least he put this out there. Because now that's how the fans and others can hold him accountable if these things aren't happening, right? He put it out there.
Yeah.
And it's talk. And ultimately, I agree with what the stuff and the plan is like, okay, reading between the lines. It sounds like they want to move off the vets and go younger.
Yep.
And try to build it the right way. I think that's what a lot of fans want to see,
you got to show it. You got to show it.
You have to be able to show it.
You got to do it.
There's been a lot of talk over the years about certain things. And I mean, how many coaching staffs have we seen? How many GMs have we seen? And it's similar talking points. Hey, sustained winning. We want to build a culture. It's all these things. I think most Kings fans are to the point where it's like, prove it.
Yeah.
Prove it. I love what you say, but I have to see it. So I think some fans like reading this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I like sometimes, like I said, in these moments, especially during an 8-game losing skid, seeing it still be said like that. That is important to me. That could be not important to so many people out there, being like, cool, actions speak louder than words. And I understand those people too. But what I will say too, when the Kings do win on nights like this and people are like, oh my God, they can't even tank right. It's like that. Those are the things that it bugs me a little bit because all I'm thinking in my head is it's not just about tanking, losing every single game. I mean, we saw what happened last year in the draft anyway. It's, can they win and lose this season and people within this organization not go, wait, could we find a way to see success with this team? The answer is no. The NBA is evolving, and you have to keep going in this direction and doing what you said.
Let's get to some of the trade rumors that were brought up, not only from Sam Amick, but also Jake Fisher and Mark Stein's newsletter. Is it qualify as TMZ?
Sure.
This one from Sam Amick in the piece. He says Sabonis, who is out at least 3 weeks after suffering a partial tear in his left meniscus, is owed a combined $94 million in the next 2 seasons. LaVine, who league sources say has no clarity as to whether he'll pick up his player option next season for $48.9 million, has hardly been playing well enough to inspire suitors of late. Pausing there for a second.
Pausing there.
I think most thought it would be a no-brainer. Zach LaVine would pick up his option for $48 million next year, and he still might, which would be the final year of his deal. I'm very curious about how this one shakes out a little bit here. I think you take a step back. He's his agent, Clutch, Rich Paul. Same with De'Aaron Fox. They got De'Aaron to San Antonio, got him the max deal. And my thinking is, okay, they got Zach to Sacramento with the thought process that, hey, Zach, if it works here, you'll get an extended, right? They've wanted you for some time. They signed you the offer sheet back in the day. Now you're finally here. They're going to pay you if it works. And if it doesn't work and you hate it, we have some options out there. And I do think there is a chance, it may be small, it might be small, that they could get to a point where it's like, hey, Zach, we could rip up the final year of that deal.
48, yep.
Get you traded to another team and they extend you if you rip the final year.
And you get, I mean, let's even say 30 a year.
Let's say you get like 30.
30 a year, 2-year deal. Like you're already.
I think it'd be like a 3 or 4 year deal.
Okay, but my point is you're making millions more. Is like, because some people go, wait, why would this person who has had, an injury history and all these different things, he's only what, 30?
And by the way, it's a player option for those in the chat. It's a player option. So he has the option to pick up the $48 million. You go, well, why would he forego that? Well, I mean, look, if you can get a guaranteed extension that's like $30 million a year, multi-year, and you get to go where maybe you want to go, is let's say you don't like Sacramento, well, then maybe you sacrifice that money in that final year for the long-term payout as opposed to just playing out $48 million.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, you just never know. So, I mean, that could definitely be something. And if that was the case, wasn't there a rumor in there that like him and his team were talking to?
Hey, I was gonna get there.
Sorry.
This is DMZ.
Okay, sorry.
We'll get to that in a second. Next up on DMZ, DeMar DeRozan, according to Sam Amick, has some interest from the LA Clippers. He has a partial guarantee on his deal for next season, approximately $10 million of the $25.7 million. Also noted, Malik Monk, who's part of the Jonathan Kuminga trade talks with Golden State in the summer, they're likely to be revisited. Has a combined $41 million on the deal next 2 seasons, including a player option. The list goes on from there, with Keon Ellis widely seen as the most coveted Kings player among rival teams. That's the part from Sam Amick. Real fast on the Jake Fisher front. He's reporting that everything is on the table but Keegan and Neek. He said there was also an offseason push from LaVine's side to try to interest Atlanta in a swap that would have landed Trae Young with the Kings. Sources also say that when Monty McNair was running the Kings front office, there was some talks, at least internally, of a De'Aaron Fox for Trae Young deal. But he's since heard rather strongly that Perry does not intend to pursue Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, or Ja Morant. None of these lead guards is known for the sort of defensive toughness that the Kings' new regime has made it clear will be a priority. One last note, the Kings appear to hold the most immediate trade value. The Kings player that, appears to hold the most immediate trade value is Keon Ellis. They say that more than half the league has called on him. So, DeMar DeRozan Clippers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something to watch. You think about where LA is, they're trying to win. Like their pick is going to OKC.
Their pick is going there. Kawhi still isn't playing. I mean, it's wild to see them playing the way that they are playing right now as a team, especially with the way that we saw them playing in the preseason. I just thought it was going to be so much better. So they need a piece like that can get you a bucket, that can be a guy, and maybe in a system like that, especially when you have other defenders and rim protection on that team, it's like even if he is a liability as an individual on that squad, it's like Jeff Van Gundy in that defensive scheme could really help pick up the slack.
And we know he's a smart defensive player. He can still make defensive plays, even if there are some tough matchups. And then offensively, I mean, they've just really fallen off the map when Harden's off the floor. And to have some guy who can score in the half court, you could see why that could potentially be a fit with the Clippers and why they might have interest in him. As far as Malik Monk, it said that, the Kings could explore the Kuminga talks again. Who knows what that means? We already talked about Malik, but I kind of want him to stay here. I'm not saying I would turn and be like, hey, he's untouchable.
Yeah.
But I just like him. I would not be surprised if the Kuminga thing pops back up either, because you know what's happening right now? He's been dealing with knee soreness. They gave him an MRI. It came back clean, and he's like, no, it's sore. And so people are like, wait, is he just like not playing? Like the medical staff's like, he says it's sore,
which
but
is
it's clean.
so weird. Because
But it's happened once he went back to the bench. This is not a surprise. Like, wow, Golden State and Kuminga having issues. Who could have seen this coming?
Well, that part's not a surprise, but what sucks about it is the professionalism part about it,
Yeah.
Because for any player, I mean, we talk about personal pride and all the different things. And look, if it's his agent that's telling him to do some bullshit like this and, be politics, play the game, whatever, that's one thing. But if he's just doing it because he's like, no, fuck that. I don't know. It's just, it's so tough for me.
Yeah. But who knows what's really happening?
Who knows?
This is DMZ. This is a rumor mill.
DMZ. Duh.
DMZ. Okay. Let's get to the Keon Ellis part of this.
Yeah.
The one part where Amick says that Keon is widely seen as one of the most coveted Kings players among rival teams, and then Jake Fisher saying that more than half the league has called on him. Those two quotes to me, I'm just like, okay.
Why isn't he playing?
You're 5-13. Like, if this ends up being the Kings end up trading some vets and then they extend Keon in February and it's like, oh, here he goes, he's playing, he's part of things going forward, great. And I understand like not wanting to overpay for him either. There's like a balance here. I think Keon's a very good player in this league that probably has room to grow a little bit. Although, he's what, 25, 26. Like people may not be like, oh, he's got a ton of upside. But I think there's a reason why teams around the league are calling on him, because they go, yeah, he could help us win. He's a winning player. It doesn't mean he's playing 35, 40 minutes a night.
Doesn't mean that he's a starter on every team out there in the league or anything like that. It's just about teams are understanding the importance of depth in building your roster and why, like you're seeing this. I love that you're seeing it trend more in that direction, because that's how basketball has always been. That's how it's supposed to be played. Like as a team, and not just the 5 players on the floor going into the bench and everything. And he adds that absolutely in this league.
I think my guess is they wish he had more versatility in terms of not only defensively guarding multiple positions, but also just they wish he maybe had the ability to break down his defender. Because he's kind of like, he's a 3-and-D guy. He can knock down open threes. He can attack closeouts and has that floater. I think he's definitely gotten better in aspects of his game, but he's really a deflections, steals monster.
Yeah. If he's on the right roster though, with other defenders around him, like he can probably accomplish. I mean, that goes for anyone. Anyone can accomplish more.
I think he can be an elite role player on a winning team. Like if I had a basketball team, I'm like, that he's exactly the type of player I would want on my team. You could literally see him having a role in Oklahoma City, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just go in and be like, oh yeah, he could definitely play for Dagnall, and doesn't mean he would play 30 minutes a night. You
maybe
need these
15.
guys. And maybe that's like the balance that they're walking right now is like, okay, what's this going to cost? Like where we're headed as a team.
Yeah. Yep.
With a potential rebuild, what's it going to cost? Does it make more sense for us to move him?
Yeah.
And not pay $14 million. I don't even know what he would pay.
Yeah.
Get paid. And maybe we get a pick out of it, a first round pick. Do you think about that? Like, those are some interesting
If
questions.
they moved him, though, would other teams like have to have conversations on the side with him, being like, "Yo, are you going to re-sign with us?" kind of thing
I mean, I would imagine those conversations would happen.
Okay.
I mean, they would
with agents and
yeah, but I mean, there's
okay.
no guarantees. Maybe he would want to test free agency, and that's the other thing, right? Like, would a team be willing to give up a first if there's a chance he walks? I imagine the team who would give up something like that for him would be doing it with the intention of whatever. The thing that I'm a little worried about is like the Kings throwing him in a deal to like complete another trade, like hey, one of their big contracts. And it's like, oh, don't just throw him in there to sweeten that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope he's here. I hope like we get to February and it's like, oh man, that was fun. It's kind of stressful a little bit, but he's extended. He's here, and let's go. What?
Yeah. No, I was just thinking about all of that. And it's like, at the end of the day, though, we need to see changes no matter who it is. So,
Yeah. It's going to be a fascinating stretch. But to me, if you get to the end of this year and you moved off a couple of the vets, maybe there's a pick you acquired, even second round picks you acquired, and then you get a good draft pick in what is supposed to be a legit draft. Okay. There's a little more hope there to build this out. Yeah. And so
I'd be excited.
It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be definitely fascinating. Do you have any final thoughts? I want to give some NBA shout outs tonight.
Final thoughts. Go Kings. What a fun win. And yeah, I don't know. Keep having your low expectations because it's way more fun going into some of these games.
It is interesting how expectations change everything, because if this was a game last year, it's just like, you got to win this game. Oh my God. If you can't lose them. But like tonight you went into it like, this is going to be a tough one. I mean, Vegas had them, I think, as like 10-point dogs, 10.5-point dogs, whatever. And you're like, okay, well, this is going to be, especially after the game that Minnesota's coming off of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of fun just being like, wow, this team's just kind of competing out there. This is fun. And then when they started to make a run and he got close, I'm like, win this game. You might as well win this game now.
Yeah. Well, you got this close.
Dude, Gobert and McDaniels just throwing those outlets are just, I cannot believe. If I was a Minnesota fan tonight, I'd be sick. What's crazy about them, that was the first time this year they have lost to a team below 500.
Whoa, go Kings.
So they're 10-7.
Yeah.
They're 10-1 against teams below 500. 0-6 against teams. Sorry, what?
Yeah, keep going.
Did I mess up my numbers?
I don't know.
Let me try this again.
Yeah.
So after tonight, Minnesota is 10-7.
Okay.
So all 10 of their wins. This is better. All 10 of their wins have come against teams below 500.
Oh.
And 6 of their 7 losses are against teams above 500.
Whoa.
So the only below 500 team to beat Minnesota this year.
I love that fake,
Sacramento.
like fake writing it, like helped your brain. Yeah. Great. Good shit.
I think, am I tired tonight, you think?
Yeah. It's the next day. We've Kings practice.
They practice? What time?
We have to get ready and go.
I need to give some NBA shout outs real fast.
Quick NBA shout outs, Deuce.
NBA shout out. The first one goes to the Pistons. They've won 13 in a row, Morgan. 13 in a row. They beat Indiana tonight, 122-117. Do you understand who the top 3 teams in the East are right now? I know it's late November.
Detroit,
yeah,
Philly, and
good guesses. Wrong.
Oh, okay. New York.
No.
Okay. Miami.
Okay. 3.
God, how do I not
who's
know
number
who's
2?
the top?
You're right. No, number 1.
Yeah.
The Pistons.
Oh, I was right about. I thought you said no. I was like, how did I get that wrong?
They're 15-2. They're number 1. I said you can't guess the top 3.
And Philly isn't top anymore. Okay, so Miami's 3. So who's number 2?
A team that has now won 8 in a row.
Oh.
They're 13-5. The Toronto Raptors.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Stay with the Pistons tonight. They beat the Pacers 122-117. Jalen Duren with 17 points, 12 rebounds. Cade Cunningham with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Karis LeVert with 19 off the bench. They also got Jaden Ivey back. Double figures in 11 minutes for him. And that's the Pacers are now 2-15 Those
Damn.
bastards are gonna get the #1 pick.
Yeah, they are.
Son of a bitch.
So annoying.
The Raptors. This is a big win for them.
I need to watch some Raptors.
I watched them yesterday in their game against the Wizards. I caught up on it on demand. Brandon Ingram is playing unbelievable basketball. And,
Whoa.
their whole thing is they wanted to build a culture on a ton of movement, passing, have length and size. And it's really come together this year. They're a monster in the half court, too. Their half court execution, they play with speed. Like, dude, this team is fun. Brandon Ingram dropped 37 points against the Cavs tonight. He also had 7 rebounds. He was 15 of 30 shooting. Remember when they said Brandon Ingram wouldn't shoot threes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 5 of 11. I was saying this when he was in New Orleans. People were like, well, he doesn't shoot threes. He doesn't do this. No, it's about the system you play in. Brandon Ingram is healthy right now, and he looks awesome. Toronto, 110-99 over Cleveland. They have won 8 in a row. Shout out to the North.
Shout out to the
my
North.
NBA shots tonight.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure there's stuff we missed.
I'm sure there is.
If you have more thoughts on what went down tonight with the Kings, big picture stuff, some of the stuff from the Sam Amick piece, make sure to hit the comments below. We love you guys, but we got to go.
You're all the best for joining us. Excited to see you Wednesday. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.